Defiant to Julius Abure's warning, Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi and Abia State Governor Otti have called an emergency meeting on the 4th of September to address the party's leadership crisis. The crisis began after the party's March 29th National Convention, which was boycotted by major stakeholders. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has not recognized the convention, and the party's leadership has been contested.
Now, according to the National Chairman of Labour Party, Julius Abure, Abia State Governor Otti stated his intention to convene a National Executive meeting on the 31st of August to dissolve the National Executive Council, State Executive Council, Local Government Executive Council, and Ward Executive Council on the purported ground that their tenure has expired. Now, Abure has kicked against this and asked Otti to mind governance and leave party matters. Joining us to discuss this is the spokesperson, Labour Party, Lagos State, Ife Salako. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Good to have you.
Good morning, Ife.
It's always good to be here.
Yeah, I mean, the fire on the mountain, that's what it looks like in your party. So just give us, an understanding of what exactly is going on here. Is there a clash between Governor Otti and Julius Abure?
Well, clash, no. It's all politics. It's a fact that someone is looking for a way to make the party, move forward, and this will be in person of the governor, Otti. For some of us in the party, we believe that it is actually a right move in the right direction to bring everybody together, every aggrieved member of the party together, and say, let's dialogue, let's talk about how we can unanimously move this party, forward and to the right direction. And apparently, the Abure, led, executive committee is not really in sync with this. I know there are conversations going on right now to, persuade everybody to come together and have this conversation, because it will not only be in favor of the party, but also most of the people who are sympathetic towards the party. They are looking for a way to resolve this internal issue, and I think this is a good platform, for us to find a way forward for quite a number of people that I know personally who are somewhat, not really comfortable with what's been happening in the party. They were kind of excited at the call by Governor Otti to bring everybody together. If you look at the list of what, the communique that was sent out, you will see that almost every other person that is concerned, that are stakeholders in the party, have been invited to come for this conference. And I think, it will do us a lot of good.
What are the internal issues you speak of?
Well, I mean, these are things that have been there all the while. You just mentioned, one of them. There are people in the party who thought that it would be nice for them to be part of the national structure of the party. And these people, considering the fact that everybody just, galvanized towards the Labour Party because of, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, getting the presidential candidacy of the party, in 2023. And because we all came together and they said, all right, the election and it's gone. And now everybody, suddenly became a stakeholder in the party, not understanding that this party, whether I like it or not, is in existence before the arrival of Mr. Peter Obi to the Labour Party. So quite a number of players felt, because of what I did during the presidential election, I have the right to hold on to a particular position in the party. But the structure of the party is still the structure of the party. The people that are there before, you can't just come and then push them aside. Right. So there are personal interests here and there, but it is something that we're looking forward to, to get resolved.
Abure has kicked against this, saying that it's not the position of the governor to make such a decision. And, I want you to, I don't know what the structure of the Labour Party is like. Do governors typically have the ability to make such decisions? Also, they had said that the National Working Committee is setting up a disciplinary team to sanction erring members who undermine the party. So, How does this how can this be interpreted as undermining the party?
Well, that someone is incapacity to do this or not would be justified by the constitution of the party. You know, the Article 13 of the party, of the Constitution of the Labour Party, you know, listed the people that are stakeholders in the national executive structure of the party. And in this list is the leadership of the party, the NUC representative, the NLC representative, and the elected governors, elected senators, elected House of Rep members. So, if in the Constitution, the elected governor, and which is why I would say, you know, on the other side, that for a lot of people who have been expecting His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi to just randomly call everybody to order and say it is unconstitutional. And Mr. Peter Obi that I know will not do anything that is unconstitutional. So, and if we come to what Governor Alex Otti has done in relation to the Section 13 of the Constitution, the Article 13 of the Labour Party Constitution, I think, you know, he's actually in the right position to call for this meeting, to call for this resolution, to bring everybody together and forge a new, you know, path for the party.
Well, you just talked about the constitutionality or otherwise of the presidential candidate of the Labour Party to call for this meeting. There's a report on the Nation newspaper. It says Peter Obi, Otti, to convene Labour Party stakeholders meeting.
So this is it. This is called by Alex Otti, the governor of Labour Party, who has a constitutional right to call for this meeting.
No, but here,
hold on.
Okay, all right.
Hold on. In that communique, there was Peter Obi's endorsement of that. So that Peter Obi endorses it does not mean that he's the one calling it. Everybody knows that it is being called by Alex Otti. So, I mean, of course, you know, sensationalism, they want to put up a whole lot of things, but Peter Obi is not the one calling for this meeting. It is Alex Otti. And Alex Otti, according to Article 13 of the Constitution of the Labour Party, has every right to call for this meeting.
Yeah. What would you say is the confidence level currently on Julius Abure?
Well, that's relative for, is it internally or, you know?
I mean, amongst
Internally,
Labour Party
yes.
members, internally? Yes, internally.
Well, I mean, I think it's actually, to be very candid, I think it's actually divided. I don't know to what percentage. I know there are some people that are really, really, you know, that are part of the party. And of course, I mean, they are not really in good terms with him. And there are people that would, of course, you know, still with him and still very, very. So I can't say categorically that there is a particular percentage, but we know that there are aggrieved members in the party.
I mean, what would you rate it, 1 to 10?
As Ife Salako?
Yes.
Rate what in particular?
The confidence, if you're going to put a vote of confidence on Julius Abure.
I mean, based on what he's done so far, I would want to skip that question.
I mean, because it's important, you know. One of the things that, you know, maybe many people would say is that a lot of people have lost faith in Labour Party as you know, political organization, as a political party. You've lost members. Some of your members have also moved to other political parties. They're deported to other political parties. Many Nigerians don't necessarily see that the party, you know, carries the same values that, you know, they believed in when Peter Obi joined in 2023, and of course, you know, before 2023 elections. And, you know, it is also one of the things, you know, that is pointed out is because of Julius Abure's leadership. So would it be surprising for you, if the Labour Party runs an election today and nobody cares?
Well, I mean, you see, election and party, they're actually two different things, you know, in reality, right? The whole drama, this whole drama now, it's happening because there is no major election going on. That's why, I mean, there is a whole lot of...
There's one coming up in Edo State.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I mean, yes, there is the governorship election coming up in Edo State, right? But then, I mean, it's not like a national election coming up. And that's why everybody have time for all these party, you know, shenanigans. But in reality, people would always have confidence in whatever they believe in, and they will always lose hope in whatever they believe in. A lot of people who would come around, like you rightly said, and say, oh, yeah, they don't believe in what the Labour Party stands for, when Peter Obi joined the party. Really ask them, what do they know that the Labour Party stands for before Peter Obi? Many people, galvanized towards the party after, Peter Obi joined the party. People leaving the party to other parties is not new. It's something that happens all over the world. I mean, people leave even other parties more and then come to the Labour Party. If you're not happy with the Labour Party, you leave. One of the things I said about Balami, for example, who left, was that I asked a critical question, and I said, if Peter Obi had won the election and I probably appointed Balami as, say, for example, Minister for the Youth, would he say because of the party, internal party issues, and say, oh, I'm leaving the Labour Party? He wouldn't. So there would be different reasons, and a lot of them personal, interest, that would make people galvanize towards a particular party or the other. But if you believe in the structure of the party, if you believe in who is leading the party, because whether you like it or not, yes, Barrister Abure is presently the national chairman of the party. But of course, we all know that if you look at it critically, Peter Obi is a major stakeholder in the party. And if Peter Obi still says that he is in the Labour Party, and you still believe in him, and you want to junk it, to other parties, all well and good. But we know what we stand for. We know what Peter Obi stands for. And that's what is keeping most of us in the Labour Party.
And do you think that the Labour Party is a formidable opposition against the government?
Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt that. Presently in Nigeria, the only opposition party is the Labour Party.
We had a guest a few days ago, Dr. Pierce, and we asked him, he's a PDP chieftain, and we asked him about the Labour Party being a formidable opposition. His response, and I'm not quoting him, but was that Labour Party did start off well. You did well at the last elections, but especially because of in recent times, the structure that you've had or the structure that you have, maybe it's not something, I mean, you can't compare it to the PDP, for example. He thinks the PDP is a more formidable opposition.
Yeah, I mean, the PDP has been there for like ever, since 1999, and they've been, quite, they've been playing their own role in every election cycle. But the point is that, this same structure that they were talking about, when the Labour Party started with Mr. Peter Obi, in 2022, and, what we were hearing at the time was that it was just 4 people in a room tweeting. But guess what? Those 4 people in the room tweeting got us 6 million votes. Right now, we have 6 million soldiers waiting to fight for the party and to fight for, Mr. Peter Obi in the next election. So they will say a whole lot of things about the party, the party structure and all of that. We can continue to talk about structure of political party from now till ever in Nigeria. But the reality is that when it is time for election, people would vote for the person that is the answer also when
if Peter Obi still stays there.
Yes, hopefully so. And, yes, and I must also mention that you did say that does the party stand a chance to win election, based on the internal problem and the structure. In recent election in Bauchi, we saw what played out. Some places, the Labour Party, even without having a candidate, won the elections at that place without candidates. So party that does not have candidates, that is winning election, let's bring out the candidates. Let's get to the polls.
All right, let's bring in another guest who will join us to be a part of the conversation. We're joined by the factional National Publicity Secretary, Alhaji Bashiru Lamidi. He's a factional leader for the Apapa-led National Working Committee for the Labour Party, Dr. Abayomi Arabambi. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right, we'd like your reactions. I'm sure that you've been a part of the conversation. Your reaction to the drama currently between Governor Otti and Julius Abure.
Well, thank you very much. For us, we do not have a factional Labour Party. Abure, myself, and Papa were one indivisible political family. And we have decided, to form against these political predators who think we are just a bunch of non-entities, that they can come from PDP, and overpower us, consume us, like somebody want to consume akara with the Oki. So we are going to take that record straight for them, that it is practically impossible for some people to gather to cover, what they did in 2023. If time will permit me, let me open up to Nigeria that what Governor Otti is trying to do is absolutely illegal. Our party constitution does not give him and Peter Obi the audacity to convene stakeholder or even neck meeting. Because this is how, some people will kickstart a crisis that will now consume the party into the general election. It happens in Rivers between Senator Magnus Abe and Rotimi Amishi. It happened between Senator Talatu Mafara and the governor Yari then, little crisis like this, that they lost all the elective positions. Now, it was true, he met with INEC because some of his aides were posting on our WhatsApp group. They said it was INEC chairman that told them to convene a stakeholder meeting, appoint a caretaker committee that will run the affairs of the party. You see, we were just laughing because INEC chairman is not the court in Nigeria, and we have our constitution. The only people that is part of our NEC meeting are the governor elected on behalf of on the platform of the party, the deputy, the president, and vice president. All right. No member of the National Assembly is the member of our NEC in our constitution. And it was the same NSP that did that constitution then. And I will tell you why they did it. They didn't want people that come and hijack that party. When they formed that party, they didn't want anybody to come and hijack it. They were afraid of the politician. So they only put the governor, the deputy, the president, and the vice president. They excluded the National Assembly member. And that was how it was in the beginning and up till now. Number two, the Supreme Court has made it very clear. Parties must obey their constitution. In our constitution, only the national chairman that must preside over NEC, convention, NWC, and any other meeting of the party. That's number two. Number three, is only the national chairman and secretary that can summon a NEC meeting, national working committee, and the national convention. So if they don't know, you see, none of them are coming from PDP, and Peter Obi. They don't even understand what our constitution look like, and we can only amend our constitution to a valid national convention.
Just to double check, please, which national chairman are you referring to here?
Julius Abure still remains the national chairman of the party. For those who care to listen and for those who care not to listen. Or if they want to go through that route, I am assuring Nigeria will not have candidates in the 2027 election. No Jupiter will present candidate in Labour Party. If they want to go to that route with INEC, we will be waiting for them. All right. After their stakeholder, INEC can decide to change the name of any other person there. We promise them we will teach them a lesson of their life. We will not have candidates. Let all of them go and contest. It will be voted, and only the second person that came second to Labour Party in any election will be sworn in. They can go ahead and do that. They can go ahead.
Can you hold on? Ife Salako, you initially had given us insight into the Labour Party's constitution. Of course, you said that it was within the rights of sitting governors, including of course Governor Alex Otti, to convene these conventions. So can you clarify, because Mr. Arabambi is saying that is absolutely not true. Governor Alex Otti, cannot convene a national convention.
So, as stated, it is here in the Article 13 that I did mention earlier. It says these are the principal organs of the party, which are which is the National Convention, the National Executive Council, the National Working Committee, the State Congress, and so on and so forth. And of course, in all of this, it says that the composition of this same National Convention, which is the number one organ of the party, is the National Chairman, the President and the Vice President, that won on the platform of the party, and governors, and the deputy.
Are you reading it from the Constitution?
Yes.
Do you have the Constitution opened or a screenshot of that section?
Oh, it's here. It's
okay,
here.
just to double check.
14.
Can you read? Is it Article 14? Because can you read it verbatim?
Okay, so it says Article 14, composition, functions, and powers of the party organs. Right, and it says the National Convention of the party shall hold once in 4 years, and then a composition of it is the National Chairman and all members of the National Executive Council, including the NLC and TUC presidents and general secretaries, the President and the Vice President of the Nigeria produced by the party, governors and deputy governors produced by the party. We will stop there. There are others,
because that is the same Article 14 that he's quoting that says, he's saying that it gives only the National Chairman and the National Secretary of a party who can convene the meetings of the National Working Committee.
He needs to point to where it is written here. That it is only, there is nothing, it's not written here. It's not, see, when we want to, and then I'm not here to even counter anything, because there are facts and these are things that we need to see and base our, arguments on. If you look at this thing, I think it is in the right of the governor, who is clearly stated here. This is somebody that is already elected, and is written in the Constitution.
All right.
As the third
Mr. Arabambi, quickly respond. If you have a different view of the Constitution,
or if he has a part of the Constitution that it was written that it is only the national chairman that has the right to call for this convention.
Yes. Now, when you go to Article 40, powers and functions of national officer, the national chairman, it should go further, the function of national officer. National chairman shall give leadership to the party and preside over all meetings for the national convention. Shall connote a must in the ruling of the Supreme Court. Pretorium of authority, when they say shall, it is not something that is negotiable. Shall preside over meetings of the National Convention, National Executive Council, and National Working Committee of the party. Shall direct the due execution of the program of the party. Shall direct due execution of the program of the party, and shall have power to delegate his duty, and the rest like that. You see, what you need to know is this. No governor has the power, even in APC, when you look at their own legal conundrum they entered before 2023, Madunu was virtually removed by some member of the party, even in his acting capacity. Do not forget, some people ran to court. They said, we don't want caretaker. And they now change it to, their own something, presidential something called, a convention committee. And they brought that man back. Remember, Festus Keyamu and some lawyers argue, even with the former attorney general, that whatever those people did that time is illegal and they are not going to have the candidate. The current president advised them that they should bring the man back. They now settled and they now proposed, move to convention where Adamu and Omishore, they were elected. You see, when parties know what they are doing, but what Adesoti is trying to do is because he was the governor. Some people are now misadvising him, but I am telling him, let him listen to me. If they dare with INEC, change Abure name from that portal, we will not run for any election in Nigeria. They can dare us, whether they have billions. We will teach them a lesson that there is constitution in Nigeria.
Mr. Arabambi,
it is Mrs. Odili that gave that ruling in Port Harcourt that parties, you must obey your constitution first before you can go ahead. This constitution
Mr. Arabambi,
can only be amended at our national convention.
Yeah, can you hold on? Yeah, so just to clarify, do you feel that the reason behind this convention is an attempt to remove Julius Abure as chairman of the party?
There are two reasons why they are planning their convention. You see, there are certain anomalies that took place in our general election. Some people came into that party in the name of support group Abia Co. that mismanages our money for the campaign. So they were trying to cover the people. You see, there are issues. If you notice today, Obi has not presented account of the Labour Party President Campaign Council. That money doesn't belong to him. It belongs to the party. Two, we have been asking questions. Why our agents not paid? What Abure did that time was to upload in line with the electoral act the names of all party agents. But you know what they did? We were supposed to pay agents that time 10,000 naira. So some support group came, Abia came, they usurped the power of the party. They just put people that didn't have their data on the annual portal there. And that was why we failed abysmally. But in order to protect themselves, they felt some of us asked the question, oh, let us remove Abure. Number two, with due respect to Nigerians, no section of this country can hijack Labour Party for themselves. I put it to you. One Emma Otti is the person they are preparing as National Caretaker Committee of Labour Party. Who is going to do that? Who is going to take that from them? What do they think we have? This party was not sponsored financially by Alex Otti and Peter Obi. They only sponsor themselves. If they gave this party one bicycle, one secretariat, one keke, or even poster, they should come and give Nigerians that account. They came massively to use our party to only promote themselves, and because they knew we are trying to reshuffle the party.
All right, Dr. Arabambi, please hold.
Come, let us do takeover where we are going to remove Abure and put our own person there.
Dr. Arabambi, please hold. Let's have Ife Salako react to what you've just said.
Well, it's actually funny to listen to some of the things that are absolutely off point for me. To start with, if there was plan to remove Abure, which I don't have that information. If there was plan to remove Abure, we wouldn't have been invited for the meeting. They would have, when the convention at the other one that they had, and the people that were not needed at the convention, they were not called. So if there was plan to do that, why would his name and his team be on the list that were called for the meeting? That's unfounded allegation. And also coming to the point that it is Abure that what he read in the Constitution, that it must be a meeting that would be shared by Abure. Abure is called for this meeting. The Abure-led team is part of this meeting. They are called. So if it's about the Constitution that says that he should oversee the meeting, yes, he should be there. Abure will not get to the party and then they would ask him to go and sit down at the back. He would be right in the front in his rightful position with his people.
Dr. Arabambi, is it okay to have the convention with Julius Abure still chairman or leading the meeting?
Let me tell you, Ife and Co, they know some of us, that are older in the Labour Party and that are also in the know about how constitution and judgment of Nigeria works. Once a chairman submits his authority for any client-centered purposes, even if you go to court, you will not win that election. You won't win the case. You cannot summon national chairman to a meeting and you will now tell him, oh, come and preside. The movement, they knew what they were doing. They are from PDP. Papa is speaking, they are from there. They thought they could lure him into that place so that at the end of the day, they will not tell him, no, all this young we took, he was there. No. Ab initio, I am telling Nigerians and audience now, they cannot invite national chairman to a meeting. No. It is the national chairman that has defined our constitution. Any meeting not summoned by him is false. Now, let me give you an example. This time NSP, they tried it with our former chairman that is dead. You see, they went and summoned a meeting and they put one Omotocho from Kwara as national chairman. They went to INEC, they succeeded for 4 months, where they removed Ife Salako. We went to court, and the court told them, in as much as Ife Salako did not call that next meeting or the end of this meeting, in as much, I was the one that went to court with following factional saying as my lawyer then, that in as much as he was not the one that presided over that meeting, the court invalidated that meeting, and you guess what happened? They removed him. The Colonel Odo AG was our national secretary. While Abure was our deputy national secretary then, the court told them in clear terms that you cannot until when he was the one that called that meeting. So whatever they are doing, you cannot invite national chairman to a meeting. No. Otti should know that, Peter Obi. You cannot. This is not People Democratic Party. This is Labour Party. And the same NSC that are promoting it were the one, that also joined with the founding fathers of the party to write the constitution. Right. And once you have submitted the constitution to INEC, it is valid. So they cannot invite Abure to a meeting. It is Abure that will invite them to a meeting because NEC or whatever, if it is not presented, not called by me,
Mr. Arabambi,
national chairman,
Mr. Arabambi, in the interest of time,
whatever you do there is null and void.
All right. Time will tell. In the interest of time, we need to wrap the conversation up. Ife Salako, quickly, in 45 seconds, if you can, quickly just say your last.
Well, I think we just, we're all part of the Labour Party, and we want the best for this Labour Party. So if, Governor Alex Otti is doing this, and, like I have pointed out, in the Constitution, he has the constitutional right to call for this meeting. And, calling for a meeting and presiding over a meeting are two different things. I'm a part of the party. Dr. Arabambi, please, you had your time. Can you please?
No, please, we are not.
Dr. Arabambi, Mr. Arabambi, kindly hold on.
No, please, that's
kindly hold on. Mr. Arabambi, kindly hold on.
We should not miss Nigeria.
All right.
Please, we should not miss Nigeria. If I should read that part of the
Constitution.
This is not PDP.
Mr. Arabambi, we allowed you speak. Please let Ife Salako speak.
All right. So as I was saying, I'm part of the party, and for some of us, even at the lower level, at the ward levels, there are some of us that are stakeholders that will call for meetings, even for our chairman at our ward, at our local government, and they come around and we deliberate. It does not mean that when you get there, he will not be the one to preside over the meeting. And all these allegations against Peter Obi are all unfounded.
We have to go now.
Let's come together and make this party work.
We certainly would have to have this meeting again. Ife Salako, thank you for joining us. Dr. Abayomi Arabambi, thank you for joining us. We wish the Labour Party all the best. We'll come back to talk about the interpretation of Article 14 of the Labour Party Constitution. Well, that's a conversation for another day. Thank you very much, gentlemen.